What if I told you that there was a cryptocurrency that is almost exactly like Algorand, but actually might have better price potential? Today, we're going to be comparing Algorand to Hedera, or the coin HBAR, and we're going to look at the comparisons between the two and why I think Hedera might have better price action on today's Frugal BC. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Frugal BC. Today we are talking about HBAR. We're going to do our comparison series comparing Algorand to HBAR. Now, as I've said a number of times, I've done these comparison videos, and the point is not to say, hey, this coin's really great and the other one sucks. The point is to use these comparisons to explore other blockchains, and one that I've been dollar cost averaging into is Hedera. So we're going to compare the two. We're going to look at the differences between the two. We look at a number of different factors, and then we're going to compare the charts and the price action because I think there's a lot to Hedera that we need to look at and be aware of. Before we do that, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button right down below, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. And if you want to do that to see all our experiments, we explore the blockchain, we do the experiments. We've done a number of experiments on the Algorand blockchain, and we're doing some on others like Near is one of the coins I'm getting into, and HBAR is one of those. So hit that like button if you want to see more of these videos and more Algorand, more HBAR, more Near, any of those. Hit that button. I did a video. I talked a little bit about my 8 coins that I'm getting into to build a kind of a bag for the bull market that'll be coming up. Right now we're in the bear market. This is the time to accumulate. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I am accumulating about 8 different coins. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but I did do one where I touched on it briefly when I reacted to the top 5 altcoins from Coin Bureau on Altcoin Daily's video. So you can see a little bit of that if you go back to that. But right now we're going to talk about HBAR. So let's look at the facts. Okay, so I think the main selling points of Algorand are that it's secure, fast proof of stake coin, is environmentally friendly, very low cost. And it's secure against quantum computing, breaking its cryptography. That's a huge thing that Algorand is working on, that it has the best chance of getting to. It's actually very close right now from what I understand it. And HBAR, interesting, is also carbon negative, just like Algorand is. And they're really emphasizing building applications, having this Hedera network be the background for supply chains, for store inventories, for all that stuff where you need to really know that the information is accurate in the background. I think Algorand and HBAR are both really strong in that regard. What's interesting about HBAR is you can deploy contracts on languages such as Solidity and Viper. As you know, Solidity is the smart contract language that Ethereum developers use. So nice crossover. That's a good idea. Also, you can connect to languages such as Java, JavaScript, and Go. I don't know about Python. I know Python gets used a lot like PyTeal gets used a lot in Algorand. I'm a big Python fan. It's the first programming language that I'm actually able to use to do something useful in my life. So I really appreciate Python and its simplicity. Let's get on to total coins. This is really interesting. It's going to play in later when we talk about price action, because it has actually the opposite effect of what I might expect. So we know Algo has 10 billion total coins, which is a lot. It usually means a lower price, because when you have that much supply, each coin just isn't going to be worth as much. And I always talk about Algorand as being one of the bigger supplies, but HBAR actually is a 50 billion total supply, and about half of that is circulating. So right now, Algo, I think it's something like 3/4 are circulating. It's around 7 billion something. HBAR is 50 million, and about half of that, 25 million, is circulating. Very, very interesting. Cost of transactions, they're both very, very cheap. I did the math and figured out Algo's about 0.0005 cents, and HBAR it's like 0.0001 cent. So you could say HBAR is a little cheaper, but both are just so cheap that you won't even pay attention to it. I can't think of a time where I was ever concerned about there actually being any kind of fee on this, because on Algorand, when I do stuff on it, because it's so incredibly cheap, it's basically free. Not free, but almost free. Now, this is interesting because HBAR has a claimed TPS of 10,000 plus. They don't give exact numbers. Now, Algorand just had been around 6,000 for its potential, and now it's about 10,000 thanks to recent upgrades. So that's pretty impressive. Clocked in at 10,000 recently. That is brand new news. So they're about even on that. Finality, they're both about the same. Algorand has gotten in the sub fours. It's usually probably closer to 5. And HBAR boasts about 3 to 5 seconds. So pretty fast. In other words, you do something on the network, it happens pretty quick. So one of the big features of Algorand is that it cannot be forked. HBAR built the same way. So both blockchains, at least on their claim, they cannot be forked. They're made not to be forked. Okay, now this one is interesting. I was looking up the total number of nodes. Now, Algorand, we know, has 1,600 plus, and that might be slightly outdated. It was from the last video I made. HBAR, as far as I can tell, it's really hard to find it. Now, last year, when it at one point only had like 12 or to 16 nodes during 2021, and it's currently up to, from what I can tell, it's up to 26 nodes, most of which are operational. And that's really strange to me that they would have such a low number of nodes, although Algorand had a pretty low number too. So, and I'm just looking at the list of where they are, like one's in Seoul, South Korea, one's in North Carolina, Florida, Mumbai, Tokyo, Helsinki. So they're kind of all over the place. Fair enough. Like Washington, London, Berlin. Yeah, they're all over the world. But as far as I can tell, well, it's node 0. Let me see, node 0 to node 26, which would imply that there are 27 total nodes. Yeah, it's there's really not great information on how many nodes there are in Hedera, and that's one potential point of concern. If I'm totally wrong on that, let me know. And then coin price. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and let's just look at the charts, because we're gonna look at the price between the two. Hedera right now is just under 4 cents. Hedera is a little bit newer, so keep that in mind. Algorand is currently at 16 cents as I record this video. But I want to show you some stuff on the price action. So we're going to dig in really quick here. So you can see confirming the circulating supply, 25 billion of the 50 total max supply, total supply 50 billion, which is crazy. I haven't really seen a coin. Oops, sorry, that's year to date. Okay, so let's look at this, and I'm going to pair this to Algorand. Now, as you can see in the last bull market, we had some huge pumps up. So we went from slightly under a penny slightly under 10 cents when it launched, all the way up to, how high did we get? To about 47, 48 cents we got per coin. So that's a pretty big jump. That's kind of what you want to see in a bull market. Now, Algorand had a similar pump, but I want you to see this, because this is something. We're going to look at the all-time for Algorand. Here's what it launched at 320, and it just dropped since then. Now this was 2019, so keep that in mind. It has never reached its initial launch price, which is why people have concerns about its ability to really pump a lot. Now we did get up to $2, $2.30, yeah. And I did take some profits because I used to hold more Algorand. I'm not sure what I do now, because I think I might get out of my DeFi positions when it pumps, so that I'm able to take some profit from the algo that I hold. But some stuff is just locked in. I'm not gonna, a lot of my algo holdings are technically Lofty tokens, so I'm not going to sell those. Although I could, but that seems like a big pain. I'm holding those for long term for the stabilizing cash flow, basically. But that being said, much better price action potential that we have here is with HBAR, because HBAR, it dropped a little when it launched, and then it really went up. Like I said, we hit a high of about 48 cents. This is one of the reasons why I'm putting HBAR into my bear market accumulation bag for the bull market. It's one of those coins I'm going to sell off when the bull is in full force. And this is a strategy that I tend to follow for some coins, stuff that I'm not really using. Now, HBAR probably has a pretty cool community too, and it would be fun to get into that, but I'm trying to keep that to a minimum because there's just only so much you can follow. But HBAR, I think it's got good price potential, and it seems like a good solid project. Its price potential surprises me because of the high supply. That could impact it, so it's always something to do, and we never really know, right? These I'm making the reason there's 8 coins that I'm focusing on instead of 1 or 2 is because, frankly, anyone who tells you they know what these are going to do are full of beans. Okay, we can take great guesses based on looking at all the data, but the future is always difficult to predict, and I'm not trying to predict it. What I'm trying to do is trying to find that nexus between casting a wide net and having enough in the coins that I invest that when they do 10x or 20x or 50x, it actually means something. And so we don't want to be too narrow, but we don't want our net cast too wide either. And that's kind of my goal. And HBAR is going to be a big part of that. I can see why people like it. I can see why YouTubers like Adam Bergman talk about HBAR. And I think I'll probably be talking a little bit more about that, just like I do near. Still going to be mostly focused on the Algorand ecosystem. I just like what I see here. I've invested in it. It's good. But when I talk about something on this channel, I'm talking about it because I invested in it. Unless I'm warning you about something that's like a scam, I will not get into Solana, even though I think it probably will pump up like the other coins do again. I'm just not going to get in it. I don't appreciate that level of dishonesty when you lie about your initial supply. You say you have 8 million and you really have 16 million. I can't get behind that no matter what. So anyway, that's my video. I want to hear what you guys think about HBAR. Do you want to see more HBAR videos? Do you want to see more near videos, or you're like, hey, stick with Algorand, dude? You let me know in the comments below. It doesn't mean I'll abide by it necessarily, but I definitely will take it into consideration. So, and I want to hear what you guys think about HBAR too. So let me know. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Stay safe. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. Get as much stuff off exchanges as you are comfortable with and as you can, because you just and diversify, because you just never know what's going to happen to any exchange. And as always, I'll see you in the future.